Alright guys, we are back for the next video in this sort of year-end series, the top 10, different units by sort of like position, right? So, we've done top 10 Extreme Z Awakenings, top 10 free-to-play LRs, top 10 non-Dokkan Fest exclusive LRs, and then top 10 free-to-play units. Today we're going to move on to the top 10 summonable LRs. Now, I did prepare for this video. I actually did a separate video, which I'm going to promote very heavily. I got all of the summonable LRs max attack stats in one video, so we could see how every LR performs in their best situation, right? So, with that info, I was able to sort of make some slight adjustments to this list. Now, there is a unit who I have very high, probably higher than people would think. So people are probably going to be mad at that, but I'll explain it once we get there. So let's just go ahead and start. I guess, okay, I might as well open up the legendary power link and then just explain which summonable LRs did. Well, now maybe I'll talk about why the summonable LRs that didn't make it onto the list didn't make it after we're done. That way not to spoil who is and isn't on it. So at number 10, we have LR Beerus and Whis here. Upon their arrival in the game, many people kind of were like, oof, man, they're not great. Maybe more so in the discussion for worst LR in the game. I almost think now, with Tech Beerus' Extreme Z Awakening, with their new team they're able to be on, the Broly Full Power / Movie Boss team, you could probably bump LR Beerus up a couple of spots, in front of staples like LR Broly. You could probably even say maybe they're a bit better than like LR Majin Vegeta as well. Because this LR Beerus and Whis unit, they heal, they have an attack and defensive buff, they have good links provided you have another Beerus unit. They really are a very powerful unit. The only issue with LR Beerus and Whis is Ki. Ki is an issue. That's why you do have to sort of lock them into a rotation with like another Beerus card, or have like a Turles around, or the new Golden Frieza free-to-play unit works as well. You gotta have something like that available for LR Beerus and Whis, or they'll struggle even to hit their 12 key super. Even still, I do think getting their 18 key super will be difficult, but they do enough, they hit hard enough, they defend well enough, and like the combination of them plus the EZA Tech Beerus is just so overwhelming at this point. I believe they are actually an optimal rotation on the new Broly team. That is the level of damage that they provide. They are just absolutely an astounding unit. So, that covers LR Beerus and Whis at number 10. Number 9, we have the OG LR Broly. Excuse me. Now, he is beginning to show his age a little bit. I already mentioned before how I did that video getting every LR's maximum attack set in one video. LR Broly actually came in last place. He had the lowest attack stat. Now, obviously, LR Broly, unlike every other LR on this list, has a guaranteed second super attack. So just his attack stat is not a proper judge of how hard he's going to hit, how, valuable he can be to the team, right? But when we consider this flat bonus of his, 80,000, it's starting to catch up a little bit, especially on this double 170% team. It definitely can be seen, especially compared to other LRs. Also, his negative defense is something that's going to start to come into play as, events just get harder and harder. Nowadays, the focus is more so on these units that could do everything, right? They have attack, they have defense, they, have a crit chance from their passive, they greatly raise defense on their super attack. Units like that who do everything. This Broly is very much an OG from the, the days back when it's just, okay, we're going to slap 150% attack up on the passive and go. So, he's still good. I do give him extra points because he is the king of the world tournament still. The new Broly is going to be fantastic, but he's not going to be able to sweep the field like this LR Broly does. It's just like LR Cell. Only this LR Broly is really capable of sweeping 99% of the teams you will come across with minimal difficulty on the highest difficulty in the world tournament. The new Broly will super easy, but he doesn't do enough damage. LR Cell, he also supers easy, but again, he doesn't do enough damage compared to what LR Broly does with the 2 super attacks. Plus, LR Broly is actually quite good on all 4 of his teams. You guys might know I always favor units that are good on many category teams, because that's, that's very good for like free-to-play players and stuff. You might not have every category leader, but a unit like this that could be on multiple is very, very helpful. Okay, so moving on to number 8, we have LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Now, I did do my video, of highest attack stats and stuff. By no surprise, I think everyone can figure out who was number 1 with the highest attack stat and who was number 2 with the highest attack stat. LR Goku and Frieza and LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But here's the issue. For LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, all of his damage is done if you get his 18 key super, and it's not as consistent as I would like to get that done, right? If you don't hit his 18 key super, he hits like a feather. He does have good links, definitely not taking that away from him, and even though he has a lot of categories, it's really difficult to just say like, oh, you could toss him on any team, because you can't. You gotta get the 18 key super, or else he's kind of a negative on the team. And the other thing too is you really have to build your team around him. You have to have units with Over and a Flash and Shattering Limit everywhere to sort of optimize this LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Because you have to do so much for him in order for him to be effective, I've just, as time goes on, I sour on him more and more and more, especially as newer units, are just able to do so much, right? So, as much as I do like the damage this guy is able to provide, this list is very much not just, a damage compilation, right? One helpful thing he does do on 12 key, which is actually important, is he does stun, which I've found that this Goku is actually incredibly useful in some Super Battle Road stages, because you could just use him primarily as a defensive unit, because he has that 120% defensive at the start of turn. If you just think of him as a defensive unit, he is very, very tanky, and he can get the the stun with his 12 key super, which can be valuable on some stages, right? So definitely keep that in mind. All right, moving on to number 7, we have LR Majin Vegeta. This is another LR that, when he first came out, people were like, oof, man, they shafted him. But as time has gone on, I actually rather like LR Majin Vegeta. He works a little differently than all the other LRs in that his 12 key super is actually his more damaging one. That is one that has Mega Colossal instead of Colossal, right? So that makes it very easy for him to super attack. He has a 150% attack buff when performing a super attack, which is ridiculous, right? Just like LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, these units that have that when performing a super attack, links and support type passives are able to jump their attack stat into ridiculous levels, really making LR Majin Vegeta a very dangerous and hard-hitting card. He is only on 3 categories right now, unfortunately. He is a staple in the Revived Warrior with how quickly and effectively he can deal damage, however. Running this guy and then maybe like Super Saiyan 3 Bardock or something is a very strong rotation that I think would work pretty well. All in all, I like LR Majin Vegeta just because of the ease of getting his super attack off. He does have a chance to stun. He is an AoE on his 18 key super, but I myself have kind of soured on him a little bit in World Tournament. It just requires way too much setup to get his super attack off when, in the World Tournament, especially like me, I'm trying to grind to top 100 to get extra orbs. I just don't have time to be sitting there, okay, key up item, key changing item, doing all that. It's just it's much more effectively, I think, to sort of maximize LR Broly and then just put your foot to the metal. So, foot to the pedal. My bad. But all right. Anyway, LR Majin Vegeta, very, very good unit. So next unit is number 6. This is LR Gohan. LR Gohan remains, he's almost, LR Gohan was so broken. I don't know if you could really say this, but I would almost say LR Gohan was so broken that people, almost underrated how broken he actually is. It's just a given, right? Oh, he's OP, but, people don't understand, how actually OP he is. His passive, the +1 key for every key sphere, that's, the single most broken line of any passive in Dokkan. It's just so powerful, bro. And then when you consider he does Mega Colossal on both his 12 and 18 key super, he gets the extra key. He nukes with 18% attack, which is very, very high. He has a fantastic link set. Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Prepare for Battle, Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Awesome link set. This LR Gohan is just phenomenal. He has been really helped by the fact that he's on the full power category. He can hit very hard on the new Broly team. LR Gohan is just a very, very powerful unit. So definitely do not sleep on him. The only negative for LR Gohan is, of course, he has no damage or mitigation whatsoever. He doesn't buff his defense. He doesn't have a defensive buff. Nothing. So that is going to be something that will probably come into play for him moving forward. But, so many other units do have defensive buffs nowadays that you probably can sort of hide LR Gohan. All right. So now we move on to the next LR. We have LR Bojack. Now, the main reason I have LR Bojack in front of LR Gohan is twofold. One, LR Bojack is able to get a much, much bigger defensive buff. LR Bojack can be one of the best defensive units in the game the lower your HP is. His defense just gets to such an absurd level, he can't be touched, because the lower his your health gets, the higher his defense can go, up to 150%, and he can realistically have Big Bad Bosses active at that time, another 25% defense. So LR Bojack just can't be hit at a certain point. Even on Super Battle Road, super attacks will barely hurt him. And also, he's very good on many different teams. You can build a Bojack rotation on Revived Warriors, Movie Bosses, Full Power, Time Travelers. He has 4 different teams you can realistically use him on. You do have to give him a really good linking partner. In my experience, there's actually 2 different units you could use as a great linking partner for Bojack. Just a normal Bojack unit, so AJL Bojack, SCR Bojack, or the TUR of this LR Bojack right here, or Turles. Turles actually shares many links with this guy, such as Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, and that's it. So I said many links, but it's really 2. But, he's also a pretty strong support type unit. Even the Int Turles also shares Shattering the Limit. Plus, they give LR Bojack a little extra attack. So Turles units usually work pretty well with LR Bojack. He's just overall a very, very powerful unit. He's definitely one of my favorites in the game. So that was number 5. Now we move on to number 4. Now, people are going to be mad at who I have at 4 and 3, because there's one big one who we haven't seen. At 4, I have LR Gogeta, and at 3, I have LR Super Vegito. Now, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. People are probably going to give me a lot of stuff, because for a long time I was saying they are, tied as the best units in the game. From the 3-year anniversary for most of the year, I was like, yeah, they're just the best. But here's the thing. They're not making Dokkan fights harder or last longer. They're not. They're staying exactly the same. So, unfortunately, the transformations into LR Gogeta, and then here's LR Super Vegeta right here, and LR Vegito, they just don't happen. It's a once in a blue, I can't possibly explain how you just never see these transformations take place. And, if they did, these units would be, they really would still be, the best, units in the game. Because, you look at what they do, effective against all types, attack and defense 150%, 4 key per rainbow key sphere, and then this LR Vegito, 150% attack and defense, and he counters. They're just so ridiculous. But unfortunately, you can't ever get there. It's just, you can't really consider that when breaking down these units. I look at these units, and I'm only thinking of them in this state right here, really. So, that's what we're doing here. Now, with that said, it's not like these units are bad, because they're incredible. Just the basic attack and defense, 120%, is so good with their LR stats. Look, LR Gogeta has 14,000 defense, 20,000 attack. So, boom, they're good to go. They get the extra key from Rainbow Key Spheres, which is very, very helpful. People definitely sort of underrate how powerful of an effect that can be. That's one reason that I think Tech Cell's EZA is so powerful, because it really can help out with units that don't link the best. Now, LR Gogeta and LR Vegito, they're, borderline identical units. LR Gogeta definitely has slightly better links. Here's the thing, though. both of them have only really got prepared for battle as a key link. You know, like LR Gogeta does have Golden Warrior, and then LR Vegeta's got Saiyan lineage, but those are just one key links, right? So sometimes it can be very difficult for them to super attack or link up, especially for LR Gogeta. You know, he is kind of, Movie Heroes isn't what I was looking for. Fusion. On the Fusion team, you know, many of the most powerful units here, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, like a lot of them are relying just on over in a flash. Now that has been helped out a lot recently with the introduction of Blue Gogeta into Dokkan. So now there's another unit that has both prepare for battle and over in a flash. So you can really sort of link the team very nicely. Blue Gogeta also changes that dynamic because it's a movie hero plus fusion category team. So, you know, I kind of put LR Super Vegeta in front of LR Gogeta because of the fact that, you know, their main leader skill is fusion, and I do consider there to be a better fusion leader now, Blue Gogeta. But you still use these guys on that team. They are phenomenal. Both of these units are incredibly good, no doubt about that. This top four for the LRs are just units that they just do everything. Like they attack, they defend. A lot of times it's easy for some of these units to super attack. Here's one thing about LR Super Vegeta and Gogeta, too. I guess we'll just move on to the number 2 unit now. They have a much better leader skill than LR Goku Black right here at number 2. LR Goku Black is just... it just does too much, man. Like, the 15% healing, the 30% attack buff with every attack received is so easy to get nowadays. Because one thing they have done with Dokkan events is they've made it to where these fuckers attack like non-stop every phase like 50 times. So these passives are actually quite good now. It's very easy to build that up. You know, they're able to stack their defense on their 18 key super, which really, really is effective for them being able to defend, except in Super Battle Road. In Super Battle Road, you really don't have time to waste with, oh, let me stack up my defense and stuff. So that's one big thing where LR Super Vegeta and Super Gogeta, you just toss them out in Super Battle Road and they're good to go. You know, they're able to reduce damage on category Super Battle Road into like 10,000, 12,000, 13,000 per hit, which is very, very good. LR Goku Black is not able to tank on that level until they super several times in a row. And presumably 18 key super several times in a row. But this is one of those things where I actually was swayed a little bit by my recent video testing out every summonable LR's max attack, because, you know, LR Gogeta and LR Vegeta, they were in the 4 million range attack stat. LR Goku Black actually got to a 6.1 million attack stat. I had no idea they were capable of getting that high at their max power. They are ludicrously strong. Like, you wouldn't expect that with only the 120% attack they have, but they do have Nightmare. They've got Big Bad Bosses. They have Fierce Battle. They have Legendary Power. They have a lot of attack links. So this unit is just capable of outputting just a redonkulous level of damage. Plus, they are... I think, does LR Goku Black, do they have the second highest attack stat in the game? I know LR Broly is 1. I guess at this point we can move on to the number 1 unit. It should be fairly obvious. I've been saying this unit is the best unit, not even best LR in the game, but best unit in the game for quite a while now. Okay, so LR Goku Black, they have the 3rd highest attack stat in Dokkan now. LR Goku and Frieza, they are at number 2, and LR Broly, he is at the number 1 spot. Now, LR Goku and Frieza, they're a unit that, just like LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, they really do need to get to their 18 key super to be completely effective. However, unlike LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, just their 12 key is actually quite damaging, usually at the rainbow level hovering around a 2 million attack stat. They're able to get an attack and defensive buff, then they get the 18 key super, they get another 77% attack buff, and then if the enemy has the attack down status, they get another 77% attack buff. Now, lately, most bosses are not immune to having their attack lowered, so that's not really a negative. Also, unlike LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who only has really one major key link plus Shouting Limit, LR Goku and Frieza, they have Over in a Flash, Shocking Speed, and Tournament of Power, so it is ridiculously easy. It's a cakewalk to get their 18 key super on their teams. I'm sure they'll work very good on the full power team. I'm actually going to want to test that out to kind of see how effectively I can get them to rock on the full power team with, you know, the double full power Broly team. I think there's an easy team build where we're going to be rocking them. Also, they, unlike a lot of the other LRs on here, outside of LR Super Vegeta and Gogeta, you know, a lot of these are kind of older LRs that I have on the list, right? So their leader skills are okay for something like Dokkan Battlefield, but not like normal events and stuff. But, you know, LR Goku and Frieza, they are a category leader, and they're the only proper leader of this Representatives of Universe 7 category. Only the global exclusive for now, Beerus and Monica's costume, is another category leader for the team, but it's only 50%. This guy will eventually be coming to JP because that event came with an item that's definitely coming to JP as well. So LR Goku and Frieza, they're just like ridiculous, man. It's they really are the best unit in the game. I think it's very fitting as well. You know, from the final episode of Dragon Ball Super as of right now, LR Goku and Frieza being the best unit works very well for me. However, their reign may be coming to an end. They've been the best unit in the game since September, but I mean, honestly, we will probably find out what the 4-year anniversary units are around the 28th or the 29th. It's very possible. We'll find out what the 4-year anniversary units are, and it's very potential like that they could be better than LR Goku and Frieza. So we will see when the 4-year anniversary stuff is revealed. So thanks for watching, guys. Tomorrow we will do the very last one of these lists here, where we will go over the top 10 Dokkan Fest exclusives in Dokkan. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.